Movie 2 clips here. Today I'm going to explain a sci-fi film called Atom. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. In this dystopian future, two figures traverse across a desolate land. Elsewhere, convict number 227-900, or Atom, wakes up strapped to a room filled with various machinery. Upon inspection of his surroundings, Atom desperately pulls himself away from his confines until the straps automatically detach from his mechanical shell, allowing him to descend to the floor. He breathes heavily as he looks at his body, tearing away the orange material that barely covers his metal arms. As he crawls on the ground, he sees his reflection on the floor, discovering his face for the first time since awakening. Horrified, Atom tries to remove the face portion of his body, continuously pulling and smacking it away until he slams himself on the floor, leaving a crack across his face. Despite all his efforts, the face stays on. Atom's actions soon stop when an alarm blares, alerting him of the door opening. With no other option, he scrambles back to his feet and walks through the hallway to see the bright outdoors. Upon his exit, he sees many others like him. Robots with orange and blue finishings on their body, all embedded with screens on their chest that display their convict number and name. Everyone walks straight to an unknown destination, monitored by regular humans armed with guns and guard and protective gear. When one robot trips on its steps, one tries to help him, but the guard shouted at them to keep moving forward. Unsatisfied, the guard starts shooting at the ground as a warning, making some robots crouch in defense to get away from the line of fire, though one still unluckily gets shot. Another guard stops the man from shooting further and points toward two silhouettes approaching their location. Seeing the two, the guards start to retreat inside their base. Their platform folds up and rises back into the tower, leaving the robots to encounter the mysterious strangers. When they get close, the robot size pales in comparison to the two, who are equipped with pole legs. To seem less imposing, they walk closer to the crowd of robots while retreating their pole legs, meeting the robots at their height level. Upon closer look, the two figures turn out to be robots, one that resembles a samurai and a larger one that resembles a shaman named Needless. Needless sets his pole on the ground before raising his palm toward the robot convicts. In a few seconds, the screen on their chest starts glitching. One by one, the screens turn off, removing the convict numbers on their chests. When the two mysterious robots walk away to leave, a robot bumps into Atom as it decides to follow the two. More of the robots follow in pursuit of freedom, so with one last look behind him, Atom also follows the crowd. As the robots follow them, they soon cross a burning wasteland. However, the strenuous circumstances damage the robots despite their mechanical shells. One robot, with its parts mildly burnt, has its eye socket hanging from its face. Despite its efforts to continue walking along with the group, electric currents run along its body as it continues to malfunction. It gasps as if in pain until it collapses to the ground. Seeing his robot companion fall and unable to get up, Atom walks back to help. Upon noticing this interaction, Needless starts walking back to their spot, while other robots continue moving forward, ignoring their fallen comrade. Atom reaches for its hand and pulls it up. Despite Atom's efforts to help, however, he's unable to get the damaged robot back up. When Needless checks on their damaged companion, he notices that the robot has met its final stretch, no longer able to work. Thus, Needless walks away, and Atom has no choice but to keep moving forward as well. Arriving at a hidden facility, the robots that guard the entrance greet Needless with a salute before the doors open for everyone, revealing a brightly lit entryway. Everyone follows suit as an alert blares on the speakers in Mandarin, telling them to stand, wait for decontamination, then move forward. Once everyone is inside the dark facility, the robots all sit in different groups around flares of light. While there, Needless explains who or what they are. Needless reveals that they all used to live within a walled city of the Consortium, but they were cut away from their human bodies and only their consciousness was transferred to their current robot shells. None of them have recollections of this, nor about their life in general, because the Consortium wiped their minds. Needless continues that one felony conviction saves the lives of 10 citizens. However, the Consortium defines their brains as tainted, therefore they have no use for them. Despite his knowledge of the situation, Needless points out that they have no idea why they're being kept alive and to what extent. All they know is that it has been this way for generations. Thus, when the robots were freed from their previous enclosures, Needless came to unlock them, thus the malfunction screens. Had he not unlocked them, they all would have continued to wander aimlessly until the robot body's batteries fail and their brains suffocate. With that, Needless says he chose life for all of them because he will always choose life. Then, For those that are still ensnared in the illusions of the past, Needless points them toward a companion, the mirror, who was watching them from a window in another room. Because of that note, a few robots question who or what the mirror is. So Needless explains that she's someone who can read traces of their minds in order to reveal their history, past, and crimes. The robots rise in anticipation when the mirror enters the room to join them. She walks straight to Adam, allowing him to see that under her black cloak, the mirror is also a robot, being one that's more similar looking to a human, but her eyes are nowhere to be seen. Instead, she has moving skin where her eyes should be. Raising her hands toward Adam, the mirror reads Adam's consortium criminal code, revealing that Adam's felony is treason. Adam is also guilty of terrorism upon committing an attack on the Tacoma walled city. His crimes against the consortium catch Needless' attention, so he stands up to walk toward Adam. Adam does nothing to deny or confirm these allegations as Needless stares at him with a curious gaze. Meanwhile, somewhere amidst dried lands is a walled habitat cared for by a small number of survivors. Beyond these walls is a miraculous patch of greenery. There, humans still in their actual bodies help around the agriculture, while robots are tied to a crucifix with a banner of the tribe hanging above them. The tribe is spearheaded by a priest who walks toward the front of their location with 2 guards flanking him. There, he meets a figure who bows to him. Unlike the priest and his followers, the woman wears protective gear, including a mask that gives her oxygen. When the priest tells Marion to look up, she momentarily flinches away from the bright sun. Still, the priest assures her that she made the right decision of seeking his tribe for aid. He asks for her name, and she introduces herself as Marion, a weakened lone woman with a face covered in bruises. Recognizing her name, the priest tells her that he was expecting her arrival because the news of Marion seeking his asylum reached him some time ago. The priest explains that he has a network of helpers, or a brotherhood, who have renounced the ways of men, and that many people who seek better lives would often flee to his tribe. He assumes that his brotherhood helped her journey, and Marion confirms. She exclaims in fascination that the people aren't wearing any masks, amazed that the devout are saved. As the priest assists Marion back on her feet, he asks what happened to her. So Marion explains that they encountered a ventilation problem in their tenement, leading to several of them getting sick. Her only brother, Jacob, was arrested for stealing medication for them, so he got expelled by the consortium. These events didn't help Marion because this led to her sickness getting worse until now. Despite the oxygen mask, she coughs. With that, the priest points out that the consortium would only cure their sickness with more poison. He adds that the technology of their grandfathers destroyed the earth, yet the consortium continues to worship at its altar. While showing her around their sanctuary where they've escaped a terrible machinery, the priest tells Marion that they have a pure form of life in their tribe because they have perfected the ancient ways. Not only do they expel technology away from the same safe space, but all of the people there abhor it. Thus, Marion confesses that she came to see the priest and his place because she has heard of people talking about him, or more specifically, the miracles that he's able to do. Hearing that, the priest picks up a large rock, asking her to cast away the technology of the consortium and renounce the ways of their current society. As he leads her to a bound robot, he adds that he wants Marion to swear that she will break the consortium's machines when the time comes and that she will riot for the cause of purity. He convinces her to believe it's better to kill a man enslaved to a machine, those whose consciousness has transferred to a robot body, rather than let them live and suffer. Along with that, the priest wants Marion to swear that she will believe in everything he says. After finishing his conditions, Marion grabs onto his arm, kneeling as she promises her devotion to him and that she believes in him. The priest doesn't look at Marion and instead tries to brush her hold off his arm, but Marion stands and continues to hold on to him. Thus, the priest tells Marion that her faith should be proven by actions, not just mere words. Hearing her name, the robot speaks up, calling out to Marion. Staring at the robot, Marion is speechless as the priest confirms the truth. This is her brother, Jacob, now turned into a robot by the consortium due to his crimes. However, Jacob can no longer use his voice synthesizer properly, as his words come out as glitchy noises. Marion mourns for her brother's fate as the priest orders her to look at her brother, saying the consortium fashioned him into the very image of the devil after they've harvested his body. Afterward, the priest hands the rock to Marion, softly telling her to end Jacob's suffering. Marion takes a moment, yet doesn't hesitate as she takes the rock with shaky hands and staggers close to Jacob. Desperation rules over her hesitation, so Marion raises the rock and slams it down to her brother's robot head, dealing blow after blow. Despite Jacob's desperate pleas to make her stop, Marion soon deals the finishing blow, killing her brother completely. As his robot body breaks, Marion also breaks down on the ground, mourning her brother after she follows through with her end of the bargain. The priest takes Marion's face, making her face him as he removes her mask. The priest announces himself as the purification of the blood and the body, and Marion's bruises slowly disappear at his healing touch. She cries in both happiness at her salvation and mourning. Now that he has given Marion what she wants, the priest tells her to go and discover peace within their sanctuary because she's safe here. The priest walks away and into a dark tunnel alone. Upon approaching a door, he raises his hand to open it, revealing a room filled with technology. As he walks forward, his clothes fly off his body, including his skin. Piece by piece, his human appearance is peeled off, revealing his robot body. He approaches the machine at the center, gazing up at it in worship. Like and subscribe to Movie 2 Clips for more best videos. Turn on notifications and leave a like. It really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.